The Melodious Double Stops by Josephine Trott, Book 1. I'm on page 4, number 9, Moderato con moto, moderately with motion for the tempo. The octaves are tricky in this. Your third finger has to blend in with the open string, and then measure 2. Okay, here we have the open string plus third finger, and then an octave, with 2 fingers, first finger on the D, fourth finger on the A. If that's not in tune, it can be hard to know, well, which finger is out of tune. Obviously, if the D is out of tune, assuming your D string is in tune, then it's the third finger that's off. But what if you have the E and it's out of tune? You don't know which is what. You can tune each finger. So the fourth finger will play against the open E, and it doesn't quite match. Let's blend. Okay, and then the first finger, I'm going to let fourth finger up for a minute. I'll check open E. Now I'm going to play E with open A. So I'm listening to that interval of the perfect fourth. I've got my first finger in tune. Let's put fourth finger back down. Check with open E. There we go. I'll probably tune the lower finger first. I did it the other way around. So check your first finger on the D string against your open A. Also play the note E and play your open E. Get that first finger solid, and then add the fourth finger. You can check fourth finger with your open E, play them together. And if something's off, I would probably assume that your first finger is still okay, and then adjust the fourth finger. At the end of the first line, that is in measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, measure 8, you have harmonics. The printed notes are diamond heads on the note D and the note G. If you lightly touch where D is, you'll get that. It's 2 octaves above the open A. And then on the D string, that's 2 octaves above open D. And we have that again 2 more lines down. Look at line 2, measure 2, beat 4. Right there we have a diminished fifth, that is F sharp and C. You're going to play the F sharp with third finger on the D string and C with the low 2. And then in the next measure, the F sharp moves to G, and we release the C for a B. You'll want to practice that a few times, like this. Move the 3 up and play a 1. Can be a little tricky to get in tune. All right. The sixths at the end, we have a combination of major sixths and minor sixths. Physically, a major sixth on the violin feels like a whole step between the fingers, although the fingers are on a different strings. For example, D and B, we have that nice big space there, a whole step space. A minor sixth would be this, a half step space. So the interval is not a whole step or a half step, it just physically feels that way on the violin. but we're hearing either a major 6 or a minor 6. So you can see that my fingers are close together. A major 6 would be this, a minor 6 is this. So one of the things that I sometimes do on my music is write that little half step mark for minor 6, like right here. Let's see here. Yeah, the first beat right there. I don't know if, let me make that a little darker so that it can be seen. Yeah, just write a little sideways thing like that. Because when we mark half steps in our music, we usually mark that. Well, we're just doing it sideways. That indicates that the fingers are together, the B and the G. So you'll want to go through there and find the 6 that are minor 6ths. B and G appears more than once. And then the second to the last measure, beat 2, we have E and C. And that also has fingers close together. E and low 2 C. So it's like this. Not like this, but like this. I think the hardest 6 to get is D and B. That one. So you want to make sure your D's in tune. And then add the B. All right, that's it.